Welcome to the show. Complete and total national security scandal, the likes of which might completely take down prior administrations. And Trump and the team around him now struggling to tell any lie they can, to give any excuse they can come up with for the disaster that took place, wherein war plans that should have been classified, the should is a critical part of the story, war plans that should have been classified were sent to an Atlantic journalist named Jeffrey Goldberg after he was included in a Signal chat. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. The critical question: how on earth did Jeffrey Goldberg end up in this Signal chat? Trump's new idea, which runs completely counter to everything we know. They're all lying. They're all trying to cover it up. Trump's latest line is that some staffer added Jeffrey Goldberg. This is counter to all of the facts, but it's Trump's latest meltdown. Take a listen.
What it was, we believe, is somebody that was on the line with permission, somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number or called through the app. And somehow this guy ended up on the call. Now, it wasn't classified, as I understand it. There was no classified information. There was no problem. And the attack was a tremendous success. So I can only go by what I've been told. I wasn't involved in it, but I was told by... And
he had nothing to do with it. Nothing was classified. Everything's fine. Just a little mix-up. The problem is that this is a very different explanation from the one that we got from Mike Waltz himself, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Waltz has said a staffer was not responsible, and Trump is now saying we believe that some lower-level staffer is responsible for this. Waltz is saying A, and Trump is saying definitely not A. What's probably true is that they're all lying. They're all completely lying, and they are running a failing cover-up of a complete and total national security scandal, which is a humiliating scandal. The truth seems to be that Mike Waltz did add Jeffrey Goldberg. We have the screenshots. Jeffrey Goldberg, because of all of the character assassination against him, has now taken to publishing a whole bunch of this stuff. And you can see very clearly it says Michael Waltz added you to the group. Now, are you going to claim that, a low-level staffer for Waltz got access to Waltz's phone? Is that the new claim? Or is it that Jeffrey Goldberg doctored these screenshots? With every revealed bit of information, they need to go back and come up with a new lie. We are going to continue following the Trump meltdown on this. We're going to hear from Mike Waltz, but just a couple other quick things from this really weird Newsmax interview. Donald Trump also mentioned in this interview he's looking at a compensation fund for the January 6th rioters, if you can imagine that.
No, but I took care of them. I said I was going to, and I did.
Is there any talk of, because they lost opportunity, they lost income, any kind of compensation fund?
Well, there's talk about that. We have a lot of people talk about it. A lot of the people that are in government now talk about it because a lot of the people in government really like that group of people. They were patriots as far as I was concerned. I talk about them a lot. They were treated very unfairly. The thing they show is they show a group of 1,000, whatever it may have been, 1,500 people down. What they don't show, you never see the crowd that day. It was the biggest crowd I've ever spoken before. It went all the way to the Washington Monument. It was so wide, you virtually couldn't see anything else but people. They never show that. Whether it was 1 million people or less than 1 million, I don't know what it was, but I see Bernie Sanders has a few people out there. They say, the crowd is so big. They don't talk about the crowds. But a group of people went down there.
Anyway, so they're looking at compensation for the rioters. Insurrection now comes with a pension plan, I guess you could say. These are, of course, people who should be in prison, not pardoned, and certainly not getting reparations of sorts. Trump continued the nonsense by saying he really liked Ashli Babbitt. Ashli Babbitt was a good person. Of course, remember, Ashli Babbitt was shot while climbing through a window that rioters had smashed. Multiple clips showing exactly what happened. It doesn't matter to Trump. He just lies with a straight face and says, Ashli Babbitt, that was a good
Family
one.
of Ashli Babbitt is suing the government, wrongful death. The DOJ right now officially is still opposing that lawsuit, trying to justify it. Shouldn't that be something that can just be settled at this point?
Well, I'll look into that. I mean, you're just telling me that for the first time. I haven't heard that. I'm a big fan of Ashli Babbitt, okay? And Ashli Babbitt was a really good person who was a big MAGA fan, Trump fan. And she was innocently standing there. They even say trying to sort of hold back the crowd.
Right. She was really there, actually, doing crowd control. And then just out of nowhere, she got shot. And of course, not a single investigation turned up that that's what happened. And then finally, really not a delusion of grandeur, Donald Trump says it's conceivable that someone saved him, someone being God, so that he could then save the country.
I think, somebody said that God saved me in order to save this country.
Somebody said that.
This country was going down, Greg. If this election wasn't won, this country had no chance. This country is going to be, remember I used to say for years, we're going to be Venezuela on steroids.
Right.
And that's what was happening to the country. And now we're turning it around. And I think we're turning it around fast.
Yes, God saved Trump, but killed an innocent man standing behind Trump when he redirected that bullet. Wow. Wow. What must it be like to live in a world where you believe this is how things work? But Trump's doing it, and I want to get back to the national security scandal.
Things are still expensive, that we know. But one thing that doesn't have to be is your hearing aids. Hearing aids are famously overpriced at brick and mortar hearing clinics, but our sponsor, MD Hearing, makes high quality, easy to use, rechargeable hearing aids with exceptional sound quality, personalized to your hearing profile and shipped right to your door. MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair, less than 10% the price of clinic hearing aids. MD Hearing was founded by an ENT surgeon who saw how many of his patients needed hearing aids but could not afford them, and made it his mission to develop a quality hearing accessible to anyone. I have a close family friend who uses hearing aids, and once I told her about MD Hearing, she gave him a try and has never used anything since. Loves the affordability, the quality, their expert staff who are available to help calibrate the device anytime she needs. Get the high quality, affordable hearing aids you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com, use promo code PACMAN to get a pair of hearing aids for just $297 plus a free extra charging case. The link is in the description.